What if the greatest enemy to truth isn't lies, but our own fear of questioning? Throughout history, those who dared to challenge accepted wisdom were often branded as dangerous. But maybe that fear of questioning is what's truly threatening our growth.
That's a provocative way to frame it. But I have to wonder, are we actually seeking truth, or just better stories to tell ourselves?
You know, that reminds me of the fascinating paradox in ancient mythology, particularly the serpent in the garden story. Here's this figure offering knowledge, yet we've spent millennia painting curiosity as dangerous. The data shows that societies that suppress questioning tend to stagnate technologically and culturally.
And isn't it interesting that historically, about 64% of major scientific breakthroughs came from people who were initially dismissed or even persecuted for their ideas?
That's exactly right. Take Galileo, for instance. When he questioned the Earth-centered model of the universe, he wasn't just challenging astronomy. He was threatening an entire power structure. The Catholic Church took nearly 400 years to formally apologize for his treatment.
Well, that raises an important question. How many truths are we missing today because we're too afraid to ask the right questions?
Studies in cognitive psychology actually show that humans have a strong bias toward confirming what we already believe. 75% of people will actively avoid information that might contradict their core beliefs. It's called the confirmation bias, and it's one of our biggest obstacles to discovering truth.
That's exactly why we need to examine this more closely. When we look at successful innovations throughout history, they almost always started with someone asking, "What if everything we think we know about this is wrong?"
You know what's fascinating? Research shows that children ask an average of 300 questions per day, but by the time we reach adulthood, that number drops to just 20. We literally train ourselves out of curiosity.
And the implications of that are huge, especially in today's world where complex problems require us to think beyond conventional wisdom.
Recent studies in neuroscience suggest that questioning actually creates new neural pathways. When we challenge our assumptions, we're literally rewiring our brains. But here's the catch: it's uncomfortable. The same research shows that challenging core beliefs activates the same brain regions as physical pain.
So in a very real sense, the truth can hurt. But maybe that pain is a sign of growth rather than danger.
Exactly. And this connects to something fascinating in organizational psychology. Companies that encourage questioning and challenge traditional hierarchies are 34% more likely to innovate successfully, but only about 15% of organizations actively cultivate this kind of culture.
Sounds like we're caught in a paradox. We need questioning to grow, but we've built systems that actively discourage it.
Well, here's where it gets really interesting. Historical analysis shows that societies tend to go through cycles of openness and restriction. Right now, we're seeing a surge in what researchers call epistemic anxiety. Basically, widespread uncertainty about what's true and what isn't.
That uncertainty can be paralyzing, though. How do we find the balance between healthy skepticism and destructive doubt?
Recent work in philosophy of science suggests that the key might be what they call structured questioning. Not doubting everything at once, but systematically examining our assumptions while maintaining enough stability to function. It's like renovating a ship while it's still at sea.
That's a powerful metaphor. And it suggests that maybe the real skill we need isn't certainty, but the ability to navigate uncertainty.
The data backs this up. Studies of successful leaders show that the most effective ones score high on what's called cognitive flexibility, the ability to hold multiple, even contradictory ideas in mind, while still making decisions.
So perhaps the real question isn't what is true, but how can we better handle not knowing?
Exactly. And this brings us to something remarkable in the latest research on decision-making. When people are trained to embrace uncertainty rather than fear it, their problem-solving abilities improve by up to 40%. They become more creative, more adaptable.
That could have huge implications for how we approach everything from education to policymaking.
And here's the really exciting part. We're seeing a new movement in both academia and business toward what's being called productive uncertainty. It's the idea that questioning isn't just about finding answers, it's about staying open to possibilities.
Well, that brings us full circle to your opening point about fear being the enemy of truth.
It does, and the numbers are striking. Organizations that embrace questioning see a 23% increase in innovation and a 31% improvement in problem-solving outcomes. But perhaps most importantly, they report higher levels of employee satisfaction and engagement.
Sounds like questioning isn't just good for finding truth, it's good for human flourishing in general.
Looking ahead, I think we're going to see more emphasis on developing what researchers call question literacy, the ability to ask better questions rather than just memorize answers. It's already becoming a key focus in leading educational institutions.
That could fundamentally change how we approach knowledge and learning.
And maybe that's exactly what we need. A shift from seeing questioning as dangerous to recognizing it as essential for growth. The evidence suggests that our future success might depend on it.
Now that's something worth thinking about and questioning.